Hello. We are prepared. I've got my cup of tea in my brick mug. I've gone for a, can I show you without tipping it over? It's a blackcurrant and something. What's it called? Fuck, I don't know. I don't know what it is, but it's blackcurrant and something. I thought I'd sit down and do a little chit chat video, seeing as I hadn't done one in a couple of weeks. I just feel like there's a lot that's like fresh on my mind, and there's like a lot on my mind, so I thought like vent for a little bit and we can have a one-way conversation. I have made some notes on topics. I'm gonna pull my list up. I'm sure I'll end up going on as tangent as always though. Also, there's no microphone currently attached to my camera, so you'll have to let me know what you think about the audio, because I don't currently have a microphone. Nothing was charged up already, so unfortunately we're just sticking with this. And also it's like nearly the school run time, and there is a school very close to me, so I'm probably going to get some weird stares, but it's fine. So I wanted to dive into something that's very fresh on my mind currently, which is something that not everyone's going to understand, which is chronic illness and exhaustion. Obviously this is not something that everyone's going to understand. There is only a certain amount that you can understand if you don't deal with it yourself. But the best way that I can describe it is a way that I don't know if you can understand at all. Do you know when you like have a period of illness and then you feel really exhausted, like your body's been constantly fighting it off and like you just need to sleep for a week straight? I'm sure some of you can understand what that's like in just like after you've had like the flu or COVID or whatever and you just feel exhausted. I get that feeling like every single day. Bear in mind I have just come out of a period of illness, so it's like particularly bad at the moment, but my eyes feel so heavy and like I feel so, what's the word, like, you know when you're like so delirious. I feel delirious and I'm just like so tired, and it's so hard to wake up like literally on a daily basis. And like I'm not asking for sympathy, like I just wanted to like chat about it because it's so hard to like, I have so many goals and aspirations and like things I want to achieve and like things that I need to achieve, and I need to like start working on some sort of side hustle to bring in some more money because I'm really struggling right now. I'm like trying to do all these like normal human things whilst you're feeling exhausted is like this extra coat of pressure. And honestly it's so hard to just stay awake and wake up, and even now like I could have a fat nap. Like this is me awake as awake, and like it probably just, brains are so weird because how can I explain these feelings, because how do I know that you're experiencing the same feelings as me? So confusing. But yeah, I just wanted to chat about that because I know there's going to be some people, I need to make sure that this is focused on me and not the flowery thing, because the whole last video I filmed in here, it's focused on that the whole entire time. But I know there is going to be some people watching this who have like chronic illness and like understand how it feels to like be exhausted. Like it's a new level of exhaustion. It's not like, oh I'm tired, it's like it's so hard to physically move your body. I don't know what's going on with my body at the minute. I really don't know what's going on with me at the minute. I've got some blood tests due soon, my annual diabetic review. So I'm going to try and like get them to test a couple of more things, because I know my iron tests have not been done as scheduled to. So I definitely need my iron tests doing, because every time I stand up I feel like I'm going to pass out, which is normally the sign that my iron's low. And my vitamin D as well. That was low last time it got checked, and then it never got a follow-up, so I'm assuming that's still low. These are all like energy things, so it kind of makes sense in a way that I'm like feeling tired. And also I'm telling you like my whole private medical history here, but what's it called? The thyroid, my thyroid was underactive or overactive. It's one of the things. My thyroid was on its way out last time I had my tests done, and I was scheduled to have a 6-month checkup, which I didn't do. I've kind of just like been having a break from medical stuff, and I know that's crazy and it sounds crazy, but for the past few years it's been like so overwhelming with like all of the medical tests and everything else going on, so I kind of just wanted a breather. I really just wanted a breather, and I feel like I've had that now. But in good news, I'm going on the Omnipod in next week. Oh my god, next week. I'm literally so excited. So if you don't know what the Omnipod is, it's an insulin pump because I have type 1 diabetes, and currently I have to inject every single time I eat and on a night time, and it's just a pain in my assholes. I've had like a lot of bad relationships with diabetes. A lot of bad relationships. I've had a bad relationship. Like, when I was first diagnosed, I want to do a whole story time on this because diabetes burnout is something that is not spoke about enough. I really don't think it is. Like, I had a really bad relationship with injecting, to the point where I would just skip injections or not inject at all for weeks at a time until I got hospitalised, and basically it was just horrible. There's a whole backstory to how all this kind of came about and everything, and what kind of triggered it, but I do want to do like a whole separate video on that. I know that's really annoying for me to say, but like there is a lot of layers to it, so I don't feel like I can explain it in just this video. But yeah, I'm finally going on an insulin pump, and I'm like so excited. I saw that it got delivered yesterday, and I basically had to switch hospitals to be able to get an insulin pump because my old hospital, not only were they really, really horrible to the point I would come out of every appointment crying, and they were actually a part of the reason why I stopped injecting. But anyway, someone's just pulled up at the side of me, and they like sit there for ages every day, and I'm sure you can hear the music, so sorry about that. But moving on, I'm gonna go on to my next topic. Also, it's absolutely freezing cold at the minute. The English weather is so weird. It was like -5 last week, and then on just one random Thursday, it was like 12 degrees. It was 12 degrees. It'd been -5, and then it went to 12. Like, that felt luxury. It felt so hot. Yeah, future aspirations. I kind of like wanted to link that to the chronic illness thing. I kind of mentioned it already, but you know, like trying to get things done and having like the same 24 hours. I know that was a whole controversial thing that Molly May said like ages ago, and like I do agree it's very controversial because my 24 hours look very different to someone with like a healthy working body. Like to someone that can, that music's really annoying me, to someone that can go to work for 8 hours. I'm going to try and make eye contact with them to get them to turn it down, but he's not looking at me. I'm really sorry if you can hear that in the background. So yeah, my 24 hours look very different to someone without a chronic illness. But yeah, there's never like different levels of comparison for those two things. And like I don't want there to be. I want to be just as, if not more successful as somebody without a chronic illness. Like I don't feel like it's a reason to stop me, if that makes sense. Yeah, but like, I feel like I go through phases, and I've spoke about this in a previous video. I go through phases where it's like I'm so motivated to do everything, and then it'll be switched off the next week, and I won't be able to remember a single thing that I wanted to do, what I said last week. And like, it's the weirdest thing ever. Like, it's so weird to not be able to remember like anything that you'd planned the next week. It's like a gap in my memory, and I don't really know how to describe it. I don't know if it's like actually a mental illness. Like genuinely, I don't know if it is like an actual mental illness where I'm like having gaps in my memory because I'm like so passionate about something, and then I don't know the science behind it. I don't really know why. I've kind of just always gone with it. But yeah, I have a lot of aspirations. I kind of just really struggle to focus on one thing at once because I get bored very, very easily. And like, that's not a good thing. It's not a good thing at all. I really, really want, my number one goal is the whole music stuff. And I basically came up with this idea on TikTok the other day. Well, not on TikTok. I posted about it on TikTok. You might have seen it if you follow my music account. I'm gonna do a trade up series. So you know how like back in the day there was those like trading a paperclip to a house series and like those kind of things. I used to love watching those. And then there's a girl on TikTok at the minute that does trading rugs for like beauty products and like trading rugs for like food and like things like that. So I kind of really want to do that. I've just found my paintbrush. This is covered in fuel. I tried to find it the other day and I couldn't find it, and it turns out someone stuck it in there, so I was kind of worried about who's touched that, to be honest, if my mum's touched it and not realised it's got fuel all over it and contaminated her fingers with fuel. Anyway, I'm getting sidetracked. So yeah, I really want to do a trade up series and I'm gonna do it. I'm doing it. I've already like made out a whole, I've made out like a plan, but it's like a star sheet. So like when I complete something I get to like colour in the star and it makes it fun, and then it's got like phase 1, phase 2, phase 3, and then I get to like colour a colour on the rainbow when I've completed that phase. I'm like really trying everything to keep my brain engaged. Yeah, I'm doing the most. But I'm so passionate about this trade up series. I kind of just need to find a time to sit down and do it, because at the minute I'm in this phase of literally cannot do anything. Like everything is awful. I don't really know how to explain it. It's like I don't want to be awake and I can't be awake because I'm too tired, but then also when I'm awake I just want to scroll on TikTok, and then once I've started scrolling on TikTok I'm like, this is so boring, I hate TikTok, and then I can't stop scrolling because anything else is like brain numbing. Like how do I explain that in a way that's going to make sense? That's the best I can explain it. And I know you're probably thinking, Jade, just stop scrolling on TikTok. But like I get in this state of like everything like makes me feel like this inside if I'm not scrolling on TikTok. And I hate scrolling on TikTok. It's literally one of my least favourite things to do. I hate it. Don't get me wrong, I like a 5-minute scroll on TikTok break every now and again. But I hate just scrolling on TikTok for hours and like not getting anything done. But then when I start doing something, I'll be like, oh my god, this is so fun, I wish I started earlier. But then I'll very, very quickly get too tired to continue and my brain will just be like, wait, what's happening? If there's one thing that you can take from this video, please let it be that if you are healthy, do not take that for granted. Like fucking make the most of being healthy. Be so thankful for it. Write it in your gratitude journal every day. Like just be so thankful. Because I'm thankful for the level of healthiness that I am. Like I'm so thankful that I can like walk now. I can walk independently and like exist. I was gonna say exist without machines, but I do rely on my phone every single day. But there is so many reasons to be thankful. Like I am still an element of healthy, which is really good. And I am so thankful for that. But yeah, I don't know how I got there from future aspirations. But yeah, I definitely want to do like music. I really, really want to bring my first album out, so that's why I'm doing the trading series. My camera battery is already dead and I literally just charged it to full charge. That's infuriating. I'm so distracted by all of the reversing cars and turning cars and... Whilst I'm in the car, I'm gonna just try and chat about this broken car. I did mention it in my last video that my car has like broken, and since the engine light has gone and like not returned, which I'm hella thankful for. Hello, I've just changed my battery and it's only got 1 bar of charge, so we haven't got long to chat. I might end up switching to my phone and just chatting for as long as my phone lets me. But I've just been thinking about what I've just been talking about, and I feel like I've been moaning too much about my health. But I feel like I just want you to know that my aim is for people to not feel like so alone in how they're feeling about their illnesses. Like I want people to be able to relate And like, don't take it as me like just full blown complaining. I am like, I just want people to like feel less alone. So yeah. My broken car, that's what I was talking about. So my check engine light came on the other day, and like I was so infuriated by it. It was like just after I'd filled up with fuel, which it costs like nearly £60 to fuel my car. So like, as you can imagine, I was like not the most happy to begin with. But then the check engine light came on. So there's nothing that infuriates me more than my car being broken. Oh my god, there's someone gonna reverse into me. No, they're not, okay. I hate when my car is broken. Like, it is one of my least favourite things about having a car. Like, I have an old car. It's a 2008, so it's like pretty old. Please excuse me whilst I blow my nose. So my car is pretty old, so it's bound to have issues. The first time that I got my car's MOT, it had like a lot of faults, and it cost me about £600–700. I think I was quoted like £600 and then it ended up being like £700 to fix it. And that was my first ever MOT, so that was a lot. And then every single MOT, apart from the last one, has failed. Like, I've had to do repairs on it that have like been costly. But on the last one, I had a lot of, what do you call them? The things that like you don't have to get repaired there and then. Advisories. I had a lot of advisories. And like oh, that car's well nice. There's going to be a really nice Porsche driving past in a second. Can you see it? Did you see it? I'm at a point where I'm just thinking, I think I should just get a new used car. Like, I don't want a new car. That's irresponsible and too much responsibility. Because obviously they'll lose so much value the second you drive them out of the dealership. That's personally not for me. I don't know that I'll ever buy a new car, apart from when I'm rich, then probably will do. But yeah, so I'm like at the point where I'm like wanting a new used car. Even though like I've made this car so homely and like it's so me, but I'm at the point where I'm sick of repairing it. Like, it's cost me more in repairs than it has to like buy the car. And like, obviously cars get to a point where it's like gonna need a whole entire new engine, and like I don't want to have to like completely rebuild the whole car. Like, I'm not that committed. I'll just get a new car. But I can't afford it. I really can't afford it. This car's like not lost value, like by market standards. Like, it supposedly the market value is about what I paid for it in the first place. So it's not bad, but then also I kind of just want an electric car, because then at that point I'm saving money on fuel. Like, it's a lot cheaper to run an electric car compared to this thing. My tax on this thing is like £300 compared to like my brother's car is like £30. My dad's car is an electric car, so he doesn't pay tax. Like, I would much prefer to have a car with like cheaper tax and like that it's just cheaper to run altogether. Like, I'm so over like paying for this car, like all of the repairs and everything. And now I've got this thing where I think my car can hear me and she's listening to me, and like, so she's gonna like break down something now. I'm scared. It was on my New Year goals for this year to buy an electric car. But obviously that hasn't happened because I haven't like got the income for it, and I haven't sorted out like money wise all those things. So that's that. But I definitely like need a plan for a new car, an income plan. Like, I need money. I have thought about maybe doing like TikTok live streaming, and like, because apparently it boosts your video. Like, if you live stream straight after you've put up like a TikTok, it like supposedly boosts your video. So I'm gonna try that at some point. I'm thinking if I start doing like daily live streams, like singing, or maybe even I do a video where it's like a week of trying to live stream on TikTok, and then it's like a whole different element to it, and then it's gonna like motivate me to do it every day. Yeah, but that's all the new car stuff. Oh, manifestation. this leads in perfectly, because I was talking about my New Year's goals. I set 3 New Year's goals. I said three New Year's goals for each month of this year. And then I also had like some really in-depth goals, and then I had like YouTube goals, and I set so many goals that I literally could not remember them or keep track of them, which I feel like was my failing point. But the thing is, I was so passionate about my goals at the time of writing them. But weirdly, I haven't looked at those goals in months, and I have like manifested them. Ooh, there's a bug in my car. What is that? What is that? Is it a fly? It looks well weird. It's just come out of my grates. My like filter grates, that's well weird. Ooh, that's like the fact that's our 13 threes, and that is. To get in a new car, that is. To get a new car. So I've manifested 3 out of however many goals there was. There were a lot of goals. But 3 of them have actually come true. One of them is oddly specific, and that is in, I think it was February. One of my goals was to get 100,000 videos, 100,000 views on a video for like the first time, because I'd never like got anywhere near that amount of views on a video. Maybe have on TikTok. Yeah, probably on a Taylor Swift video on TikTok. But like I wanted 100,000 views on a video, and like that manifested. And like that's so weird to think about. Like that fly's just sat there like fucking listening to me. That's so weird. What the hell? Right, stop focusing on the fly, Jade, you're delusional. So that was one thing that I manifested. The other things I don't want to go into. I just want to go into, you'll see them eventually. But yeah, another one was the insulin pump. Because I was like putting that out to the universe so hard. Like the flies now come to say hello to you. Do you want to leave my car? Would you like to leave? Ew, it's not even a fly. Oh my god, it looks like a, what are those birds that raven? It looks like a fly equivalent of a raven. I know I'm crazy, but like it literally does. I don't know how to get out of my car. I might have to try and catch it. Otherwise it's going to distract me so much. Okay, we're not going to get distracted by the raven fly. Manifestation. I believe so strongly in like manifestation and like spirituality and like all things like that, and I feel like this year has been like a big year for me, like realising like my spiritual side and like getting in touch with my spiritual side. I use tarot cards and like oracle cards a lot. That is something that last year me would not have probably done. Like I might have done like a reading like once, twice, and like every single time that I do it, it's like, it's crazy. So it's so accurate, and like the guidance is like always exactly what I need to hear, and like it's weirdly specific the ways that like the universe gives me signs. Like if you're just open to like the universe giving you signs, like the amount that you'll start seeing is crazy. So that's like one thing this year that's like very much like manifested itself, is like having some sort of guidance, I guess. Like I've always got this kind of like guidance there. Does that make sense? So I feel very strongly about like spirituality and manifestation, and honest to God, just give it a try. Just give manifestation a try. There's so many different techniques. I'm trying to like think of one off the top of my head that you could try. I can't think of like a specific manifestation technique off the top of my head, but one thing that I will say is write things down. Be like fully intentional with like what you're writing down. Oh, I've thought of a manifestation technique. So if you like have set goals and you have this like vision for your life, write a journal entry as if it's already happened. Like just hear me out on this one. Write a journal entry as if like, oh, that was scary. As if, oh, my camera's about to die again. We might be switching over to the phone. But write a journal entry as if it's like, I am currently on a world tour. And like describe the feelings that you're feeling, the smells that you can smell, your environment. Do it in so much detail. There's actually a ChatGPT prompt where you can get it to like describe a day in your dream life. And I got it to do that, and like it genuinely like nearly brought tears to my eyes, because it was like, whoa, that's like actually crazy, because like that is exactly what I want. And like it was like, oh my god. It's definitely been a big year for like me spiritually, and like I definitely believe in like spiritual things, and like I'm so open to like trying different like spiritual things and experiences, and I really want to go to one of those hippie camps where it's like everyone's just like vibing and like the vibes are good, and people are doing tarot readings for each other and reading palms. I've never had a palm reading. I would be so down for that. I've never had a sound bath. I want to try that. Honestly, I'm just like so open to all the spiritual manifestation-y things. Like I'm mind blown by it, infatuated by it. It's definitely been a big year for that for me. My camera just died. So we've changed angles. I know you're like quite on a tilt. I'm really sorry. I literally have nothing to like prop you up on. I've tried to like tilt it on the tripod, but it hasn't worked. One thing linked to like manifestation and like spirituality is intuition. Like I spoke about how I get like signs from the universe and things, and like I'm truly like I'm so open to those things, and like they always like come at the right time. But like I so believe in like trusting your intuition, because I feel like if something's not right, it's like I feel it. Like I don't know how to describe it. There was this one specific incident that I can think of, is when I was going to an appointment one day, and my dad was like, we need to set off now, like it needs to happen now. And I was like, no, like I was like trying to delay it as much as possible, because like something did not feel right. Something did not feel right at all. And I was like trying to delay it as much as possible. Then I was like, oh, Jade, you're just anxious about your appointment or whatever. Let's just go. We ended up getting into a car accident. And like that is one of those wrong place, wrong time incidents. Basically the person was like on their phone or whatever, like they'd leant down this way and driven into the back of us. And that, when I tell you, that was the scariest day of my life, because in that moment it was like so sudden, and like I did not know what was happening. I had no idea what was happening in that moment. I thought I was dying. Like I didn't know if I was okay. I didn't know if I could like feel my legs. It was terrifying. It was terrifying. And when I rang 999, the woman literally laughed at me. Like I kid you not, because I was like so worked up. I was in like complete shock. The woman laughed at me, and I can't live that down, and I think about it so often. Like imagine your job is like to support somebody on the other end of the phone having the worst day of their lives, and you laugh at them. Like that's insane. But I do believe in karma, and I think karma comes in different forms for everyone, and definitely think that person got karma in some way. So I trust that the universe gave her the karma, and I did not need to intervene there. But that's one example of like when intuition, it was like useful, and I could have like done with actually listening to it. Obviously like when there's other people involved in it, like it's not as easy to like be like, no, I don't want to go yet. But like stand up for like what you're feeling, because I believe so strongly in all of that. That's obviously like just one example of like when intuition like would have paid off. There's obviously like so many examples of like ways in which sometimes your intuition's wrong. Sometimes you obviously are in the right place at the right time, or sometimes you don't know that you're in the right place at the right time because like something didn't happen. Say like you have a safe journey, obviously you don't know that you were in the right place at the right time, because your intuition like could have been avoiding a car accident, and then like you could have not known about it if obviously like something didn't happen. It sounds crazy, I know, like it sounds, if I was listening to this, like if I was listening to myself speak about this like a year ago, I would have been like, shut up crazy woman. But like intuition is so strong, and like I feel like it's like definitely there for a reason, and like it is this whole thing. And yeah I do just want to say, how are you doing? Like I just want to check in with you and make sure that you're okay. I know it's like the winter period, seasonal depression is peaking, and it's really rough when, like, seasonal depression is a very real thing because of this change in seasons. Obviously, like, in summer it's very like bright and you can be outside, and winter's like a complete opposite, where it's like there is actually like an actual shift in the atmosphere, and like things are darker and like the days are shorter and all of that. Like, it's a very, very real thing. Like, it's currently like 3:30 and the sun's setting. The sun is currently setting. So yeah, let me know how you're doing in the comments. Make sure you're taking care of yourself. Make sure you're taking care of yourself. I'm also curious as to how soon people make New Year's goals. Like, when do you start thinking about New Year's goals if you're someone that does make New Year's goals? Like, do you start thinking about it now and like thinking about your past goals and reviewing your past goals? Because I already am like thinking about making new goals, and like I do that on like a monthly basis anyway, to be honest with you. I feel like things change so much that I can't like set yearly goals like I tried to do this year. But also I still will continue to set yearly goals because I feel like it is important for like progression, like general like progression and like manifestation and like visualization. Oh my god, I mean, it goes hand in hand with like manifestation, but like visualization is crazy. Like, I had a spout of being so passionate about visualization a few weeks ago, where I was doing like meditations where they were like visualizations right before bed, because when you're like in a state, like, you know, the state you get into before you like go to sleep, where you're like the most relaxed and like your brain takes in the most information, I feel like that's the best time to do a visualization, or first thing on the morning, because that's like the time when your brain's like taking in the most information. And like, I personally can't do it in the morning because I get really tired if I do a meditation on the morning that's not one that's energizing. So if I'm doing a visualization, it's got to be on a night time. And like, I had a spout where I just felt so passionate about visualization, and like, it truly works, especially if you're like trying to find a specific answer like within, like visualizing it and like just talking to yourself and the universe like inside, and like just noticing things and like noticing thoughts that you wouldn't have previously like noticed. I know that's like meditation, not visualization, but yeah, I'm like so obsessed. Please let me know if there's like any hippie festivals or like hippie events or like those kind of things, because I really, really want to like start going to like hippie gatherings and like making hippie friends. Why does the word friends sound really weird? I don't know, but I really want some hippie friends. That was one of the things on my manifestation goals thing for the year, was to make a big group of friends that I kind of like meet up with like once a month. The only reason that I haven't done that is because obviously money constrictions, with like if I'm meeting up with people once a month as well as like my friends that I already have, it's like, it's a lot because things are expensive and I can barely afford to live right now as it is. I really just want like a group of people who like, we all kind of just like stay focused on our goals and like help each other to make goals. And there is some like YouTuber groups. One that comes to mind is Eamon and Beck, Louie and Raya, Cara and Nate, King and Amy and Craig. Those kind of people, like when they're like, there's a specific one that I remember, a specific video that I remember. Obviously the videos are completely different to what real life's actually like, I know that. But there's a specific video where Louie and Raya were living in, I think they were living in Brighton. And they were all sat down in a living room speaking like so openly about like the goals and things, and like being so supportive of each other, being like, oh, this is how you could do it, or maybe you could try this, and like maybe this would be good for you, maybe you should try this, like to each other. and like brainstorming of ways that like, and just helping each other in general. And I was like, I really want a community of people like that, where we kind of just collaborate on things, and like it's just like so full of love, and not even like specifically not even like specifically just like everyone's a hippie, like just more specifically like everyone is so supportive. Everyone is so supportive of each other, and like it is like a community of like just love. And yeah, like like I want that so bad. The only like constraint, the only thing that's stopping me in that is like putting in the effort to do it. Like I'm trying to like focus on career and like building something for myself, and like dedicating my energy to that rather than friendships, which I could definitely do with like finding more balance next year. And like I don't know, I guess I'm kind of happy with where my life is like at this moment right now. I mean, nothing changes if nothing changes is my current motto, because it's so true. Like unless you actually shift your life completely, nothing is going to change. And I'm definitely in like a transitional period where I felt really lost, and I'm like trying to drag myself out of it. And when I was thinking about filming this video a few days ago, all I could think about was like literally I was gonna start crying about how lost I feel. I'm like already having this conversation with myself well, to hopefully whoever's watching this, and I hope people are watching this, but like I felt so lost at that time. And like I definitely like trying to view it as I was in a transitional period. I am in a transitional period. I think my next steps are going to be trying, I mean, first of all, trying live streaming, and second of all, I need to implement a routine that consists of like dedicating myself to like music, and like working out every day, like doing vocal exercises every day, singing every day, and like practicing every day, and like all of the stuff that goes with that. I definitely need to like dedicate myself to that, and like make a 5-year plan. Also, just one final note before I do go. I know this video is probably really long, I'm sorry. One of my ideas for this year was that I was going to do a December meetup for like people who have the birthday in December and like don't get to celebrate it, because I personally get really sad on my birthday because I feel like I'm not celebrating it the way that I want to. Like I feel passionate about birthdays and like celebrating surviving on Earth another year, and like getting through all the struggles and also the good things, and like just celebrating whoever's birthday it is. And I feel like I've never celebrated my birthday in a way that I've wanted to celebrate my birthday, especially with it being close to Christmas. Like that's my thing about doing it in December. Obviously my birthday's in December, but like people with birthdays in December, especially like close to Christmas, people like tend to not care as much. I don't want to say not care as much, because obviously like people still care, but like people don't have the money to like go do things with you, and maybe they like just don't want to because of like seasonal depression or whatever. And like there's so many reasons like why people in December like don't get to celebrate their birthdays so much. So I was thinking of doing like a big December meetup of like people with December birthdays, and like having an Airbnb, and we all celebrate together, like just like a group of strangers like coming together to have like one big birthday party of people in December's birthdays. And the more I was thinking about it, I was like, I want to do that for like every month. Like I feel like it would be so cool to do it for every month, and like have people from each month's birthdays. But then I feel like there's so many like safety concerns and like things that I would worry about, and like the planning aspect of it. I've never planned an event before, but it's something that I really want to do. I just don't really know where to start, and I feel like that should not be my main focus right now, so that's why I've kind of like not done it. But then also I feel like I need to stop focusing on money so much, and like kind of just focus on life and existing and loving life and having experiences and that kind of thing. That's definitely what my tarot cards keep telling me, is to stop focusing on finances and like have a financial plan, have a budget, have these things in place to work towards, but to not revolve my life around money and finances, and just live. Because there's no point waiting until I like get money to do everything. Obviously I like got to live for now because tomorrow's not guaranteed, you know, not to get deep, but right, I'm gonna stop yabbering now. I definitely really enjoyed filming this, so I hope you enjoyed watching if you've made it to the end. If you had a cup of tea for this video, let me know what kind of cup of tea you had. Or let me know like what your favourite flavour of tea is, because I am down to try some new flavours of tea. One that I tried that I really liked, that I want to tell you about, is there's a Tetley's, I think it's pomegranate and I want to say strawberry. It's like pomegranate and something Tetley's. It's in a pink packet. I got it in one of those like mixed bag of tea bags from Amazon off my wish list actually. So thank you to whoever bought that for me. But yeah, I really enjoyed that one. So if you want a new tea flavour to try, definitely try that pomegranate one, especially if you like fruity flavours of tea. I have got a tea advent calendar, so I'm gonna probably do that in my shorts every day, like review the tea that I get of the day. So I'm so excited about that. But yeah, let me know what kind of tea you had for this video, if you had one. If not, please let me know your favourite flavour of tea. If you don't like tea, then I do believe there's a flavour of tea out there that you will like, but I'll trust you that you don't like tea at this stage of your life. Let me know what your favourite drink is if you don't like tea. Thank you so much for watching this video, and yeah, please leave me a little comment, because I love to speak to people and I love to get feedback, and yeah, thank you so much. Okay, I'm gonna shut up now. I hope you have a lovely rest of your week, a lovely weekend. I hope everything works out for you, and I honestly wish the best for you. Okay, bye.